Prince Harry's latest outburst over Prince Andrew's royal disgrace is not just another episode of royal family drama, it's a full-blown act of hypocrisy wrapped in self-pity. The Duke of Sussex, who has spent years trashing his family, whining about titles, and demanding freedom from royal constraints, is suddenly panicking about the very system he once condemned. Why? Because deep down, Harry knows that Andrew's fall from grace is more than a scandal, it's a template. A precedent. A royal warning. And the writing on the wall is clear, the same mechanism that stripped Andrew of his titles could one day be used to strip Harry of his own. Harry's attempt to play the moral commentator here is absurd. Let's be real, he's not outraged because of Andrew's alleged misdeeds or the monarchy's response. He's terrified because the axe that fell on Andrew's shoulder is swinging in his direction. For a man who claims to have broken free from the royal system, Harry seems remarkably obsessed with its titles, its privileges, and the faint shimmer of status he supposedly left behind. He gave up being His Royal Highness but never gave up craving the prestige that comes with it. Every tantrum, every memoir, every podcast is a cry for validation, not liberation. Prince Andrew's scandal, horrific as it was, forced the palace to do what it rarely does, act decisively. They stripped him of his military affiliations and royal duties. It was brutal but necessary. And now, that decision has become the royal family's armor, proof that no one, no matter how blue their blood, is immune to accountability. Harry knows this, and that's exactly why he's shaking. Andrew was the test case. Harry is the next logical step. Let's not pretend Harry's whining is about fairness or justice. This is pure self-preservation masquerading as moral outrage. He's panicking because he realizes the monarchy doesn't need to tolerate his endless provocations forever. His Netflix contracts, tell-all interviews, and ghost-written grievances have crossed every line of royal discretion. He has humiliated his father, mocked his stepmother, and thrown his brother under the bus, all while parading himself as a victim. Now he's beginning to see that the royal family could, with one simple declaration, remove his titles entirely. And when that happens, he'll be just Mr. Harry Windsor, the man who turned his back on the very institution that gave him a name. It's almost poetic. The man who declared he wanted nothing to do with royal life now clutching desperately at its last vestiges. The man who claimed he didn't need royal privilege now begging to keep it. And what's worse, he's trying to use Prince Andrew's downfall to draw sympathy for himself. The comparison is ludicrous. Andrew's disgrace stemmed from allegations of serious misconduct, while Harry's downfall is entirely self-inflicted. His wounds are not from scandal but from arrogance. He burned his bridges and now complains that the palace won't rebuild them. Harry seems to believe he can weaponize public opinion against the royal family again. But the public is growing weary of his hypocrisy. He left the UK proclaiming independence and peace, yet every few weeks he resurfaces with another royal grievance. One moment he's healing, the next he's sulking about losing titles, security, or status. His entire brand depends on the very monarchy he denounces. Without it, he's just another celebrity selling stories about a past he claims to despise. There's also something deeply ironic about Harry defending the concept of titles when he and Meghan have spent years trying to convince the world that royal hierarchy is outdated and oppressive. He ridicules the system publicly, then cries foul when it no longer serves him. That's not principle, that's convenience. He doesn't want to destroy the monarchy, he wants to weaponize it. He wants the perks without the accountability, the recognition without the responsibility. The palace, however, is watching. The way Andrew's case was handled set a new tone. The late Queen's firm response was not just about protecting the monarchy's image, it was about establishing authority. And now, under King Charles, that authority is even more fragile and valuable. If Harry continues his public tirades, the palace may finally decide to finish what Meghan and Harry started, a complete severance. Removing his titles would not just be symbolic, it would send a clear message that no royal can publicly attack the crown and expect to keep its privileges. And perhaps that's what Harry fears most, irrelevance. Without Prince before his name, he becomes ordinary. The power of his words, the glamour of his interviews, the value of his deals, all hinge on the lingering illusion of royalty. Strip that away, and the Sussex brand collapses. That's why this sudden noise about Prince Andrew's titles is not about justice or policy. It's about Harry's growing realization that he has overplayed his hand. For years, he thought he could humiliate the monarchy without consequence. He mistook the royal family's restraint for weakness. But the monarchy plays a long game, calm on the surface, decisive beneath. And as history shows, when it finally acts, it does so with precision. Prince Andrew was the first demonstration of that quiet ruthlessness. Harry knows he could be the next. So as he whines about titles and fairness, the real truth is that he's watching his royal safety net unravel. The palace has shown it can act, and act firmly. And once it does, Harry will have no one to blame but himself. Because in the end, Prince Andrew's disgrace may have cleaned the slate, but Prince Harry's arrogance is what's writing the next chapter. And when that chapter closes, the title prince may not appear before his name at all.